Hello, in this video tutorial we will be discussing about artificial intelligence and machine learning. So first we will learn the difference between artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning. So as you all know that all these things have different meanings, okay? We often tend to get confused between all these things, but all these things have got different meaning. So in this diagram, as we can see, that deep learning is a subset of machine learning, which is a subset of artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is a very broad term. Okay, it is a very broad term, and within artificial intelligence, we apply ML algorithms or the machine learning algorithms. We will see different kinds of machine learning algorithms as we proceed, and we also have something which is known as deep learning, which is a subset of machine learning. Okay, so let's get started. So, what is artificial intelligence? A technique which enables machine to mimic human behavior. In simple layman's language, artificial intelligence is a technique which enables the machines to mimic human behavior. Okay, what is machine learning? Machine learning is a set of AI techniques which use statistical methods to enable machines to improve with experience. Okay, so machine learning enables the machine to improve with experience, and there are many machine learning algorithms we will see as we proceed. Then what is deep learning? Deep learning is a set of machine learning which makes the computation of multi-layer neural network feasible. So in the videos which are going to come in the future, I'll also be discussing what is multi-layer neural network. Okay, so this is just an introductory video, so we will come to this diagram later. First, let us discuss this. So, common used machine learning algorithms. So, machine learning is basically divided into three broad categories. One is supervised learning, the second one is unsupervised learning, and there is something known as the reinforcement learning. Okay. So, what is supervised learning? What is unsupervised learning? What are all these things actually? So, see, supervised learning is algorithm. It consists target and outcome variable. It consists the target variable and it consists the outcome variable. So as in the diagram you can see that, let's say that I have pictures of different fruits over here. Okay, I have pictures of different fruits. We have mangoes, apples, pears. Now there is a supervisor, okay, who is sitting over here. This supervisor is nothing but the data analyst or the data scientist. Okay, now this data scientist is feeding the machine with some training data set. Okay, so let's say that a data scientist has a sample of 1000, so he will use 50 samples out of those 1000 samples of fruits to train the machine. Okay, and it the machine gets trained and the algorithm is built, and the rest of the samples are then classified, are then divided, that whether it is apple or a pear or a banana, based on the training data set. Okay, so for the first few, the supervisor will himself tell the machine that yes, this is an apple, it should be put in the category of apple. This is a mango, it should be put in the category of mango. It's a pear, it should be put in the category of pear. And then for the rest, when the machine will learn, then for the rest of the samples, the machine itself will develop an algorithm, and it will process and it will separate the different pictures of the fruit. Okay, so what is supervised learning basically? As the name suggests, supervised learning involves machine learning algorithms that learn under the presence of a supervisor. Okay, a supervisor is sitting over there and telling the machine what to do. Learning under supervision directly translates to being under guidance and learning from an entity that is in charge of providing feedback through this process. When training a machine, supervised learning refers to a category of methods in which we teach or train a machine learning algorithm using data while guiding the machine learning algorithm with labels associated with data. Okay. As humans, we consume a lot of information but often don't notice these data points. When we see a photo of an animal, for example, we instantly know what the animal is, okay, based on prior experience. When we see a dog, the photo of a dog, we will know that, yeah, this is a dog. When we see a cat, we will know, yeah, this is a cat. So, how does that happen? Because our mind is trained in that way, okay, because someone has told us that this is a dog, someone has told us that this is a cat. Okay, we have seen pictures of few dogs and cats, and that is why if we see more pictures of more dogs and cats, automatically our mind believes that yes, this is a dog and this is a cat. Okay, so as humans, we consume a lot of information but often don't notice these data points. When we see a photo of an animal, we instantly know what the animal is based on our prior experience. But what happens when the learner doesn't instantly recognize the animal? When the learner makes a guess and predicts what the animal might be, we have an opportunity to objectively evaluate if the learner has given a correct answer or not. This is possible because we have the correct labels of input. Okay. So, okay. Now, examples of supervised learning. Let me give you some examples of supervised learning. In supervised learning, our goal is to learn the mapping function. Okay, our goal is to learn the mapping function. I'm not going into much details. We will discuss the details in the later videos, or we have many videos made on supervised learning and regression. You can check out, all of them are available in the complete data monk playlist. Okay, so for example, let's discuss an example. Let's discuss an example of house prices. Okay, so one, it is a very practical example of supervised learning. This is very important. Okay, so first we need data about the houses. So suppose that I want to know that what is the house price, what is the average house price in my area, in where I'm staying. Let's say I'm staying in Kolkata. So what is the average house price in my area of Kolkata? Okay. So we need data about the houses. We need square foot, number of rooms, features of the house, whether the house has a garden or not, and so on. We then need to know the prices of these houses, the corresponding labels, etc. Okay, so by leveraging data coming from thousands of houses, their features and prices, we can now train a supervised machine learning model to predict new house price. Okay, so similarly, it is using the same technique of this apples and pears and mangoes. What is happening? We are feeding the data of the houses. Okay, so a data can include many things. A data can include the location of the house, the square foot of the house, the price of the house, okay, and many features of the house. So all of them is the data. Now we are feeding that data to the machine. Okay, we are feeding that data to the machine, and based on the training data set, the machine is developing an algorithm which it is using to predict the prices of a future house. Okay, let's say that after training the machine, I want to predict the price of some house. So I will tell that yes, this house has this many square feet, it has a garden or not, and all those extra features. And if the machine is trained well, then it will be able to give me the accurate price which should be of the house. Okay, so this is what a supervised learning is. And another example of supervision is classification. So let's say that image classification is a popular problem in computer vision field. So the goal is to predict what class an image belongs to. In this set of problems, we are interested in finding the class label of an image. Okay, so whether it is a dog or a cat or a plane, whenever we see a photo, we try to understand that yes, this is a dog, this is a cat. But why is this happening? Why is this happening? Because we are training the machine, because we are training our machine in that way. Okay, so these are very important examples of supervised learning. Okay, these are some of the very important examples of supervised learning. Then we move on to the unsupervised learning. Let me scroll down. Then we move on to the unsupervised learning. So what is unsupervised learning basically? See, in supervised learning, we saw that the main idea was to learn under supervision. Okay, a supervisor was sitting in front of the machine, and the main idea was to learn under the supervision. But in where the supervision signal is named as the target value or label. But in unsupervised learning, we lack this kind of signal. There is no supervisor sitting. Therefore, we need to find our way without any supervision or guidance. This simply means that we are alone and need to figure out what is what by ourselves. Okay. So, however, we are not totally alone. The machines are not totally alone. We do this kind of learning every day in unsupervised learning enough. Even though we do not have any labels for data points, we do have the actual data points. This means we can draw references from observations. Okay, so let's take a very basic example of unsupervised learning. Enough of theory, let's get into practical examples. So let's say that imagine that we are in a foreign country and we are visiting a food market, for example. So we see a stall selling a fruit that we cannot identify. It's a new fruit. We cannot say that what is the name of the fruit, okay? So we don't know the name of the fruit. However, we have our observations to rely on, okay? We can use these as reference. In this case, we can easily we can easily say that whether whatever the fruit is it a fruit or the vegetables? We can differentiate between the fruits and the vegetables uh, based on the shape and the color and the size. Okay. So this is how roughly the unsupervised learning happens. Okay. There is, if we see something new and we are not trained for it, then we totally rely on our observations. Okay. We totally rely on our observations. And this is how the unsupervised learning works. There is no training data set in the unsupervised learning. Okay. So, okay, unsupervised learning is commonly used for finding meaningful patterns and groupings in inherent data, extracting generative features and exploratory purposes. Okay. So see that we have over here in this picture, we have raw data and some algorithm is working, and the algorithm doesn't know, no training is being provided to the algorithm. Based on the observations, based on what the algorithm thinks, it is classifying whether it is a triangle or a hexagonal or a circle, and it is doing it on its own. Okay, there is no supervisor. So this is what unsupervised learning is. Okay, now we come to something known as reinforcement learning. Okay, we come to something known as reinforcement learning. So, what is reinforcement learning basically? In the reinforcement learning, machine is trained to make specific decisions. Okay, so in reinforcement learning, the machine is trained it is trained to make specific decision. It works this way: the machine is exposed to an environment where it trains itself continually using trial and error. It's very important, using trial and error method. Okay, so let's take an example. uh let's say that okay let's say that you touched something hot. Okay, you didn't knew that it was hot, you touched something hot. So now, will you touch that hot thing in the future? No, you will not touch that hot thing in the future, because once you touched that hot thing, your hand, you got hurt basically. So why will you repeat the mistake? Okay, so based on trial and error, first we touch a hot thing, we see that no, this is causing pain in my hands, so that is why it is better not to touch. So using this trial and error method, we stopped touching anything which gives us pain. So this is how a reinforcement learning basically works. In layman's language, this is how reinforcement learning basically works. Okay, so there are basically four types of reinforcement. It is positive, negative, punishment, and extension. So when we discuss proper examples of reinforcement learning, we will discuss what is positive, what is negative. Okay, so moving on, in this picture of reinforcement learning, we can see that there is some input raw data over here. Okay, some input raw data, and this raw data is being provided to the machine. Okay, and then the machine, it uses the trial and error method based on the environment, the state, selection of algorithm, and the reward, it uses the trial and error method, and it classifies them into all this points over here. Output, it is basically dividing all the raw datas, okay, based on the trial and error method. So that was it about the machine learning algorithms. So in this video we basically discussed about what is supervised, what is unsupervised, what is reinforcement, and how is machine learning related to AI, and what is deep learning. Okay, so as I said that deep learning is the subset of machine learning, and machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence. We'll meet again in the next video, in which we will get into depths. Okay, we'll get into depths and discuss about each learning, different kinds of learning algorithms. Okay, there are many kinds of learning algorithms which we can use based on the based on the data which is being provided to us. So in the next video we will discuss about different kinds of learning algorithms. And also you can check out other videos which are present on the DataMonk playlist. So you will get linear regression, logistic regression, how you can do it on Python. So everything is there and a playlist is being made. You just need to search and you will get it. So we'll meet you again in the next video.